For a long time, security and networks were sold as two separate solutions. But now, they're merging, and a new threat is emerging: quantum computing. At Cisco Live, everybody's talking about a major shift. Security is not something that you add at the end once the network is built. It's becoming one of the foundations of the network. Today, I'm at the Orange Business Customer Innovation Center to meet with Jean-Noël Michel and Franck de Jong to understand their new three-level security model and try to understand how they are preparing for the post-quantum era. Come with me. Nice to meet you, Jean-Noël. You are VP for Communication Services at Orange Business. So first level, security by design. What does it mean concretely for your Orange Business SD-WAN offers?
Well, it means it's not just 2 or 3 security features, but we would add at the end. The whole solution is designed with security at its core. In our flexible SD-WAN solution, powered by Cisco, since our first deployments back in 2017, security rules are integrated by design, network segmentation, default policies, in the organization of our operational activities, and in the continuous monitoring of the vulnerabilities across the entire ecosystem, including Cisco's.
Great, so that's our first level. The second level is embedded security functions. What does it change concretely for the customer?
Well, for many companies, this is no longer optional. It's become the standard. With the Cisco Secure Routers, we simplify the architecture by embedding security directly inside the SD-WAN equipment. For example, you can add a next-generation firewall in addition to routing. The result? Fewer components, easier deployments, and more consistent security across all sites.
Okay, so from what I understand, today security and networks are unifying, right?
Exactly. Nobody can treat these as 2 separate topics today. Network and security are tightly integrated. It's been Orange's approach in the first place. We've always supported our customers with strong expertise, both in networks and in security. And we pursue this philosophy today with our flexible SD-WAN and with our most demanding customers like banks or law firms.
Okay, so with these 2 levels, we are already pushing security to the edge. But if we look ahead, we see a major threat coming: quantum computers. Once they reach sufficient power, they will be able to break most cryptographic systems used on the internet today. And people should be concerned about it. Luckily here, it's taken very seriously. And to talk about it, we will meet with Franck, who's the big expert on quantum at Orange Business. Thank you very much for joining us.
Hi.
Franck, so in very simple terms, why should we consider quantum computing a threat to security?
So, as you mentioned, at some point in time, there will be a quantum computer that is going to be powerful enough to break the encryption mechanisms that we widely use today. Now, we call that day Q-Day. We do not know exactly when Q-Day will be. It will not happen overnight, of course, but depending on which expert you ask, it may be happening anywhere between 5 and 10 years from now.
So then, why do we need to act now and not later?
Well, because there is a very real risk. So attackers can capture their data or your data today, store it, and then decrypt it later, so when the technology becomes available. And this is what's called the store now, decrypt later attack. So migrating to quantum-safe infrastructure will take some time, and if your data needs to remain confidential for a very long time, and we see that with financial data or healthcare data or intellectual property coming from the industry, you need to start preparing for the transition now. And the National Institute of Standards and Technology and also the cybersecurity agencies from the EU, they have issued a recommendation for all member states and operators of critical infrastructure that they should start planning this year and make sure they are migrated by 2030 the latest.
Okay, got it. So then what's the solution?
There are several possible solutions, and one of them is to deploy stronger algorithms which are quantum resistant. We call that post-quantum cryptography, or PQC. And with these algorithms deployed on the routers that we install at our customer sites, we can protect their data. Now, we already anticipate that in the future there may be a need for even stronger algorithms to stay ahead of the bad guys. And that's why we make sure that we can upload new algorithms as they become available. We call that crypto agility.
Thank you very much for the explainer. So, Jean-Noël, how are you preparing to integrate this third level on the network side?
Well, we're advancing with Cisco on a new generation of equipment natively designed to integrate post-quantum mechanisms. First with VPN, and then moving to flexible SD-WAN and SASE. The goal is to protect data with long life cycles and to remain agile, because post-quantum will continue evolving very fast over the next years. We call this the quantum-safe journey.
Thank you very much. What I take away from all of this is that together, Orange and Cisco have built a 3-level security model, and basically they're ready for tomorrow's threats. Now, I really understand what Orange Business meant when they say that possibility starts with tech you trust.
Orange Business.